What's up, everybody? It's your girl back for another video. So in this video, I'm going to talk about, should we have a woman for president? Now, I don't believe in a woman being president, and I'm going to discuss all that in this video. Now, one thing about the left that I don't like, well, there's many things, but the biggest thing that I don't like about liberalism, Democrats, progressives, just the left side in general, is they make everything about race and sex. But yet they walk around and say that everyone is racist and sexist towards them. But they're the ones that always make everything about race and sex and try to victimize people because of those two things. When Barack Obama ran for president, they made that election all about, we need to have the first black president. It's only fair. And they made this, big race thing out of it. Even though Barack Obama is a biracial man, having a white mother and a black father, raised by his white side of the family, that didn't matter. The media was able to, get the public to believe that he is a black man and we need to have the first black president. And a lot of people went out and voted for him just because he was black. To me, that makes a person racist. If you vote for another person just because of their race, that makes you racist. That is racist. I mean, that's the definition of racism practically. They did the same thing with Hillary Clinton. They made it out this big sex thing. We never had a female president before. Women are oppressed. We need to have the first female president. American women, you're oppressed. You can't get ahead because of your gender. Here is a woman that can run the country and understand your needs, and she will look out for you and be there for you, and she will represent all women. And a lot of women went out and voted for her just because she's a woman. That makes those women sexist. Again, that is the definition of sexism right there. You're voting for someone just because they have the same genitals as you. I never understood that. A lot of liberal people that I know personally, they walk around like victims because of their race or their gender, but yet they're the ones that are always talking about someone's race and gender. It's so freaking backwards. It's just, I can't stand that about people. But they'll never admit it, but they'll call me a racist and sexist all day because I'm conservative. And they'll call other conservatives racist and sexist all day. But yet they're typically the most racist and sexist people. Now, would I have voted for Hillary Clinton if she was a good, honest, hardworking American woman that was going to do right by this country? No, because I don't believe a woman should be president. The Democratic Party will get their way. They will have a first woman president. Mark my words, it's going to happen in the future. Also, what they're going to do after they get that, I believe that they're going to try for the first gay president, and they're going to get anyone that's gay, they're going to make them feel like a victim and that they need to go vote for that person just because they're gay. And I believe they're going to also have the first transgender president, and they're going to get to all the transgender Americans and do the same thing. It's just going to be that's how they get their way. They pick a candidate, and they will get a gay candidate, a black candidate, a female candidate, whatever, and try to get that group of people to vote for that person so they can get in power, and they can continue on with their plan to bring our country down, to divide us, to bring their evil agenda into play. But anyway, Hillary Clinton was a criminal. She was a fraud. Her and her husband were involved with many schemes and scams over the course of their lifetime. They're a very evil power couple. I would have never voted for her. But if she would, like I said, if she was a good, honest, hardworking American woman, I still wouldn't have voted for her because I believe the natural order of things is man, woman, children. I believe that the man is the head of household, then the wife, then the children. That's how I was raised. That's how it's been since the dawn of time. Men were the hunter, the gatherer, the provider. They were the leaders. And, then came the women, then came the children. I believe in the natural order of things. I was raised by my grandparents. I tell y'all this all the time, but for those of you that don't know, my dad's parents raised me. My grandmother, I call her mom. She is my mom. She always respected my papa as the head of household, as the leader of our family. She always kept her mouth shut when they were handling business in front of people and allowed him to be the man. She never tried to overtalk him or boss him around or anything like that. And they had a strong marriage, still do today. They've been married for like 47 years or something like that. And they're still in love. They still hold hands. It's really cute. They're very much in love. And she raised her girls like that. My dad had two sisters that were younger than him, and I was raised with them like they were my sisters. And that's how we were raised. And again, now I do that. I've been married for 10 years. I respect my husband as the head of household. And, does that mean I don't have a say-so in anything we do? No. Does that mean we don't consult with one another about big decisions? No, we do consult with each other. I do have a say-so. I'm not a slave in this house, but I do respect him as the man. And I would never try to take his place or boss him around or speak for him and that kind of thing. But I just don't think that's natural for a woman to lead this country. I believe that a man should be president and he can have a first lady, a wife by his side supporting him through it. I believe that's the natural way. That's the right way to me. I also think that to other countries, it would make us look incredibly weak if a woman was running our country. Now, ladies, before you get all offended and get your panties in a bunch, I'm not saying this because I think that women can't do it. Women can do anything they want to do. However, it's just not the natural way. It's when you start going against the natural way, things can get really ugly. Have any of you ever had a female boss before? I'll tell y'all a little bit about my experience, and maybe you'll understand again why I think this way. Last time I was in the corporate world, I was working as a substance abuse counselor and a family therapist. I worked at a very large rehabilitation center. There was many bosses, but there was a woman that oversaw everyone. And she was a hard ass jerk. She was very liberal, very much a feminist. She was a lesbian. She had a wife. Which I don't pass judgment on that. That's her prerogative, but I'm just explaining, this is just facts. She was very hard and masculine. And when women run things, that's what typically happens to them. They start adapting this hard, strong personality where they lose all their natural, like the softness of a woman. A woman is naturally emotional, sweet, soft, caring, loving, compassionate, has empathy, is sympathetic. When a woman is running things like my boss was, she was just really hard, mean, stern, ugly, and just not sympathetic whatsoever. When I got pregnant, my husband and I found out we were having our daughter. And I remember I had to tell my boss because I was sick all the time. I was just puking constantly and I was having trouble functioning, and I didn't want her to think something else was wrong with me, so I had to tell her. And she looks up at me with this ugly look. Is this going to affect your ability to work? And you would think a woman would say, congratulations, you're going to be a mommy for the first time. Good for you and your husband, you know, but no, she was a total biatch about it. And I remember when I had doctor appointments, she would get really upset that I'd have to miss work. She just wasn't understanding at all. Like, hello, yes, women are in the corporate world now. When you get pregnant, you obviously have to see a doctor. You obviously are going to be sick. You're not going to be able to perform like you normally perform. But again, it's I can only fault other women for this because they're the reason that women have to be in the corporate world in the first place because of feminism. Women were not happy at home raising children, so they wanted to go out and burn their bras and act a fool in the street to get their way. Well, now this is what we have to deal with. So I can only get mad at women in the past for doing that. So now you got to be pregnant and be sick at work, and other people are not going to be understanding or sympathetic whatsoever. But it's surprising when a woman is not sympathetic to you. So when I had my daughter, my boss told me I needed to come back to work in exactly 6 weeks, and I did, and it was miserable. My husband was working the night shift. He would watch the baby during the day. I worked all day, and when we switched shifts, we barely had time to see each other. I would come home and he would go to work, and we just did that every day because we didn't want our daughter in nursery. Now, I was nursing my daughter, so I had to pump at work on my lunch break, and then my husband would drive to my job and I'd run him out a bottle. It was hard work. And my boss tells me one day, you know, I don't like you having to pump in the office and go give him bottles, and you know that's getting in the way of your work, so why don't you just give it formula? You know, then you won't have to do all that. I don't believe in feeding the baby formula. It's a whole nother video. I believe in the natural way, and I just would feel completely lazy if I gave in and gave the baby formula when breast milk is proven to be healthier, better, and it's just the natural way. So I was shocked when she told me that. But again, as a woman, she was not sympathetic to me whatsoever, and she was just being really hard on me for having a baby. You know, it's just, that's scary to me. So I couldn't imagine, you know, women running everything in this country, because that's how they typically become. That's not the first experience I've had like that. I've seen other women get like that when they run a company or run anything. And I can't imagine one running the country. Hillary Clinton reminded me of my old boss. Just very hard and not soft and loving and caring like a woman is supposed to be naturally. So I hope I covered everything I meant to say. Feel free to comment below. What do you think about this? This is my opinion. What is yours? And give me a like if you like the video. And folks, yes, it's true. VidMe is shutting down. I was wrong. I thought they were gonna, you know, do much better than they are. And who knows, maybe YouTube paid them to shut down. I will be uploading on other platforms. I'm going to let you all know in the next video where I made those accounts. VidMe was so incredibly easy to use. I'm really sad they're shutting down, but on the 15th of December, they will shut down and I won't have that account anymore, but I made accounts on other platforms. So I'll let you all know in the next video. Until then, see y'all later. Bye.